Well, he's continuing to really, really, really attack my chest area. He's trying to attack. He just attacks me all over. He is really trying to kill me tonight. He's decided that if he kills me, he cannot be prosecuted for my murder because he thinks he is immune to prosecution. He does not realize that he can be found by contacting certain people to find out which one of the operations is doing Coleman and which one he is working for. Would be easy to find because only one's doing Coleman. Only one is doing Coleman. There's only one Coleman, son. And you're doing the one that's in Coleman. You only work a certain shift at the one that's doing Coleman. And you're the only one that is misusing government equipment to harass and try to kill me. So you're going to be very easy to find and easy to sue and easy to verify because the federal government is not going to like what you're doing either. And since this is going to be in federal court and with a federal judge because it's a federal crime, these are done in closed court. So you don't have to worry about the secret that you're afraid that's keeping you safe is not going to get out. What gets out is I will get to get compensation for the shit you're doing to me. So the more you do to me, the more money I get and the more time you get. And you kill me, it just means that I have a lot of money to give to my family. I mean, you are a real something. You don't think I have people that's going to inherit from me? I mean, you are really to take the cake. You take the cake. You really don't understand how serious it is and that federal crimes are going to take you to jail. I'm going to enjoy making sure that you get a good, great time. I mean, you know, I have tried to help you and get you to stop doing stuff, and now you're messing with my eye. He is messing with my whole self. He keeps anally fucking me. He keeps vaginally fucking me. He keeps beating me and twisting me and sticking things in me and pulling all these Morgellons fibers so that it's hurting my chest. It's hurting my neck. It's hurting the ear he dislocated. It's hurting my cheek. He's pulling it down to where he's pulling my whole body down. He's trying to collapse my body. He is making stuff happen that is not natural. So when they do the autopsy or the damn CAT scan, they're going to be able to see on MRI that he has done this. And he doesn't understand that. And I am over it. My God. You really are so sick. My God, you're a sick one. I don't know what's wrong with you, why you are the way you are. I feel sorry for you because you were obviously got something so wrong with you that's almost beyond comprehension. And I don't know what's going to happen to you. But you were doing all this stuff so badly and so meanly. And I'm sitting here taping what you're doing. And it's going to be easy for them to see on that little girl thing, that little automaton or whatever it is she is that's showing what you're doing to me, that you're using to do stuff to me. That's recording what you're doing to me. And they can see everything you're doing and how you're trying to kill me with that. And just, they can see all the torture you're doing. So if you don't think people can know and believe and know how you're torturing me and what you're doing and what you're attempting to do, it's being recorded while you do it. And there is going to be a whole little movie on every time that you were there, on just that little image of that little girl all by herself. So that is going to be one story that people can watch, and they're going to be able to see what you do to me. So if you think that all that stuff is not recording images that can be collected and taken to court and subpoenaed, because you're not part of, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. You have no protection from the law you're breaking, the way you're breaking it, and what you're doing. So you are, well, my God, you just really don't care. You're just going to keep on and on and on. And you just don't care. You're going to just continue to try to kill me. Try to kill me, maim me, hurt me. Just a whole bunch of fun. It's a bunch of fun to just do stuff like this to somebody. Well, it just continues on, and as I said, he does so much at one time, it's going to just have to rely a lot on the images that are being captured on the little icon, the little girl he's using to torture me with. The little, I don't know what, I can't think right now what they're called. But I know they record because I've looked at the information on that new technology the Army's using. And that's one of them. And so is the screen behind the screen, that they don't know that they are being watched and recorded, everything. Because they're getting real-time information at their station for everything you're doing on your side too. So I know the data won't be hard to get that proves what he's doing. He doesn't believe it though. This guy is so sure that he can commit crimes and get away with it, that he is sure that he's going to be covered somehow because he's the only one there, and does not believe that the information that I need can be subpoenaed, because it is just to do with the crime against me and using federal equipment to commit a crime against me. So this guy really doesn't believe that enough, that he is continuing on, and continuing on, and he will continue on as he always does for his entire shift, because that's what he does. So there's going to be, let's see, it was 25 hours worth of data, his last shift, of showing him torturing me for 25 hours. So this, I don't know how his shift is this day, but it's going to be another incredible length of hours, just like his other shifts. So there's probably going to end up being over 100 hours of torture video to go with the video of him at his station doing the stuff. But the little icon girl, she's recording everything that he's doing to me in real time to go along with the video. And so he does not understand this, so he continues on and on and on. He's continuing to hurt me on the same places that he hurt me before. He's continuing to try to hurt me and break down my chest. He's pulling on he's pulling on my ribs. He's pulling on the inside of my breasts. He is burning me. He is hurting me. He is doing such vile things to me that he is definitely going to be a danger to society, and he does not ever need to be allowed to do any kind of work like this. He doesn't need to be allowed to work with the public at all, because he is demented and thinks that because he is working behind a screen in a remote place doing this to me from a remote area that is probably about 40 miles from where I am, he thinks that he can do this and do it and get by with it. He thinks somehow he's covered by immunity to doing crime, to doing federal crime, and we're talking murder, attempted murder, terrorism, domestic threats, terroristic threats, and tons and tons and tons and hours and hours and hours of torture and threats. So this may turn out to be the most hugest case of its type, based upon the amount of data that is going to be available to prove what a sick individual this person is, and how vital it is to get the law changed in regard to this type of technology being studied, and who's allowed to use or be hired to work for the places studying it. He has no idea that I've already talked to my attorney, or that I've already talked to my friend up at Redstone Arsenal to find out exactly which one of these buildings he's in. So this guy is going beyond what I ever thought I would have to endure in my life to have someone assault me. Because it has got to be, at least if it's not 100 hours, it's somewhere between 100 and 200 hours of straight assault and torture. That is more than POWs have actually suffered. So we are looking at acts of torture that are along with concentration camps, Guantanamo Bay, and other types of high crimes of torture. And he's illegally using government equipment to do it. So this person really does believe he's immune to the law, but he does know right from wrong, or he wouldn't be telling me stuff like he's going to kill me so I can't do anything about it. And that means that he does know right from wrong, which I explained to him. That's a real hard one to say you don't. His best defense is to say he's crazy from video games. And that one's real hard to prove too, because they'll say he knew right from wrong. But this guy really believes that he can just keep on doing this. He can keep on. And that myself and my attorney and other people that are going to be involved somehow are not going to be able to do anything about him. And know it's him. And that he is making a choice to do this stuff because he is the one that comes over there and turns it on and starts doing it. Nobody's asking him to do it. I didn't call him and say, hey, go torture me. Go turn it on and torture me. And he's not doing it for work. It has nothing to do with his job. So he just continues to do it. He has done more to me to hurt me and still trying to throttle me now and strangle me now and hurt me and send stuff up inside of me. And I know all this will show on the little video that's being taken with the little girl, the little icon woman. I can't think of what you call those now because he's got me so crazy from all this pain that I can barely think. But he does not realize she's recording every assault that he does on me. And he somehow thinks it's just my word against his. And has no idea how detailed the equipment is that is recording what he's doing so that the Department of Defense can verify what's going on and what's going on with all their stuff. So I am really, really, really hoping and wishing that this kid or this man, this old man, young man, whatever it is, would realize how serious this is and start to cease and desist instead of continually adding more counts of felony assault and felony attempted murder and felony torture, as he continues to keep this thing turned on. And we're going into $11 hours of torture. It's 3:33 now, and he has been torturing me for 11 solid hours. Now he took a break, but he puts it on automatic so it'll torture me while I'm eating. There's a setting he can use to torture me with, and he does. That's what he left it on over. After he got off work and I got to lay down for a few minutes, I had to deal with it being set on the highest setting, so he could torture me with just frequencies and pulses, because he knows that it hurts. And this is what he does. He's been doing it. He looks forward to it. His life revolves around coming to work and assaulting me. And so I am ready to, once again, beg him to stop, as I have been. I've reminded him he's being recorded. I've tried to tell him how it is he's wrong and how he's breaking the law and how he's assumed things that are not true. And he still decides to continue on, just with assaulting me and sticking things up my ass, sticking things up my vagina, trying to rip me up all inside, trying to tear me up and kill me, trying to strangle me, trying to murder me. And he is really a sick individual. He is not mentally ill in the fact that he is too crazy to know what he's doing. He is enjoying this. He's demented and enjoys doing very strange and hideous things to people like women. He's enjoying doing all kinds of hideous types of torture to me, a lady. He has done all kinds of hideous types of assault that would be classified as sexual assault, sexual deviancy. And that's what he focuses on, are deviant acts. That he can stick things up places they're not supposed to be and try to kill me. And he is really, 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 I have never in my life thought that I would be attacked by a man that I have no defense against, who is this one, trying to act like he's not committing a crime, that he's just having a good time, and that I owe him a good time. Like he actually thinks he's owed a good time because he came to work. And that's why he does it. This is fun for him. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And he really thought that he might be able to commit a murder and not have to pay any piper. Is what he's thinking. He's still considering about whether or not he could kill me and get away with it, even though I have explained to him that I've already contacted my attorney. And my friend up there at Redstone Arsenal knows I've contacted an attorney about what's going on. So she also knows, somebody on the Arsenal knows about this too. And that's who he's working for, the Department of Defense, that doesn't know it. So I don't know how much more I can explain to him to try to reason with him and explain that he's being recorded and been being recorded and will have no defense and should stop before the accounts continue to increase. Because each time that he does something, it's another count against him misusing federal equipment. So I am just hoping that somehow some thought might come to this guy, that he might think about the fact that he might be wrong and I might be right. And he might be headed for a long time term in the federal penitentiary for doing what he's been doing to me. I know the federal government's not going to appreciate him misusing their equipment to try to kill people. Especially assault a 60-year-old woman and have fun doing it with their equipment. You really do. You are so going to have such a horrible time whenever you are informed of what it is happening to you because of this, man. Because you actually think somehow that I'm not serious. I'm very serious. And if I wasn't serious about it, I would not have thought about it, and I would not have warned you about it. But I'm trying to warn you so that you will stop. And stop doing it so that you won't have such a long term. Because if you were to stop doing it, and then it stopped, and you stopped after I explained to you how bad it was, then maybe you wouldn't get such a long sentence. But because you just continue on and on and on, and that's what you've been doing every time I ask you anything, I already know what you're going to do, which is you do the same thing every time. You continue to harass me till you leave. You do not care if I beg, plead, or anything to you. You'll do it as much as you want, as often as you want, as long as you want, just as long as you want. Then you will turn that on so it stays on until you come back. And I'll just go through another whole shift of you abusing me and having fun and making me so miserable and putting me in so much pain and making me wonder how I'm going to afford, without suing you and without prosecuting you, to get the medical attention that I'm going to need to reattach my ear to the side of my head. So this guy just continues on, thinking that, I don't know, I guess thinking that it's okay to assault old ladies that you don't know when you pretend it's a video game and that no one's going to know it's him because he's up in Huntsville and I'm in Coleman. That's where you're working for is. Who you work for is the Department of Defense, NASA, because they're the ones who develop the technology you're testing. So ultimately, you work for them at a subcontractor of them. So what you're doing, I don't give a shit really about your company or whatever it is or anything they've done, except the fact that they left you there to continue to do what you're doing and let you misuse that property to assault me. So therefore, they're going to be sued for allowing you to continue to do that. Continue on and on and on. Because I'm sure the federal government will also be interested in them allowing you to continue as well. Because that is federal. Everything that you're working for and have had anything to do with is a federal government thing. Department of Defense is under the federal government. NASA is under the federal government. So you are breaking, it's fine with me. I don't care. You just do whatever you want. You just continue and you just do whatever you like because you're just going to keep on and on and on. And you're going to keep hurting me and twisting me. But like I'm telling you, that little icon, that little girl that you're using to twist and do stuff to, that is recording everything you're doing to me. And all it's going to take is someone to watch the video and watch the little icon while they're watching, and they're going to see everything you're doing to me and how you kept it going and how you never stopped and how it's hours and hours and hours and hours of assault. So there's not going to be any defense for you. You have none. Your best defense would be to stop now. And the only thing you would be able to say is, well, at least I stopped when I was told it was misusing federal equipment. Because, you know, at least maybe if you respected the federal equipment, that might help you a little bit. But you have just continued on because you don't respect the federal government's equipment, the Department of Defense's equipment, United States Army's equipment, the places you're working equipment, me. You don't respect anything but you and what you want to do. So if you want to hurt me and murder me and assassinate me using equipment that you're not supposed to be using to do that with, just because you feel like doing it and you want to do it, and there's consequences to pay, you should have done a little bit deeper thought about what it is you do and what you want to do and how you just assume things. Because if you take a better thought and done something better, you probably would have not be talking to me right now about what it is that happened, because I would probably still be part of the test program because you wouldn't have blown out the components trying to kill me. Because you attacked me with like a video game. Like it was, you had a war. You were going to attack me like a war. That's what blew that up. I know what you did. I saw what happened. You blew it up. And I mean, it blew up. You literally blew it up like you're playing a video game in my head. I saw the whole thing. They're going to see it too. Because they know that that's when you blew it up. That's why they know from that point on, I was no longer part of the target group. And why I was put to the side and you weren't supposed to continue to harass me. Especially not harass me like you have, using federal equipment to commit felony crimes against somebody, like attempted murder and maiming and torture. The stuff you've done and rip my ear off and break my jaw, that's called maiming. That is stuff that people do that is like attempted murder. You have committed attempted murder. You're doing it now, sticking all that shit in my throat. So if you don't think that that little icon is recording you doing all this to me and me talking to you and telling you to stop, and you keep on and on and on, you really are somebody that is so demented that they're going to put you in prison and not let you out. They will be able to see many reasons why it's better to keep you in prison than to let you out. Because all you're doing is confirming to them everything I already know about you. But that's where you need to be, and that's where you're going. And you're not going to have much fun in prison, but federal prison, you'll probably just get your own room. They'll probably give you your own room because you're so damn dangerous that nobody will want to be around you. From the stuff that you're doing, you appear to be very, very dangerous. The things that you're taking advantage to do, and the stuff that you were doing to me, and sticking stuff up my ass, and twisting my intestines, and trying to puncture my organs, and just doing all this stuff to pulverize me and pound, and trying to bust my intestines up and break me open and kill me. All that stuff is being recorded. And you just keep on and on and on. Pounding, pounding, pounding. Beating, beating. I mean, just using all kinds of stuff to tear me up inside. And I am beyond understanding how in the world you can function and do this. How you can live with yourself doing this kind of stuff to somebody. That just strikes a chord of how depraved you are. This guy is just continuing to assault me in my stomach. I don't know what all he's doing, but he is doing stuff to me and sticking stuff in me and twisting me around and abusing me and abusing me and abusing me to where I am beyond myself and I won't be able to try to negotiate with him anymore. He is just going to continue to assault me. So I'm only going to be able to say one more time to please stop assaulting me. You're being recorded, not just by the government, but by me. And you just continue to do this. And I'm asking you to please stop. I'm asking you to please stop again. Because this is, how many hours do I have to endure what you're doing? How many more hours is it going to be? How many more hours am I going to have to take you pulverizing me? How many more hours do I have to endure you? It's way too many hours that you're there. But I just know that you don't hardly let a minute pass with you not having something happening to me. So you basically are going to probably have almost a count a minute on assaults, because you're assaulting me basically every minute. So if you were to look at that, that's 60 assaults or types of abuse a minute. It's the way it seems to be going, or every couple of minutes, because you change so much. I can probably get 20 types of assaults in an hour with you. At least 20 types of assaults an hour. So in 10 hours, that's 200 types of assaults. And that is about how many assault types you're doing, because I have gone over my notes. I have more assault types that you have done